Check this out, guys. I'm rebuilding the studio. It looks pretty messy right now, but it looked even messier a few days ago. I'm just giving myself some more space. It should be easier to cook like this. And also creatively, I will have more angles to shoot from, stuff like that. Yeah, so changes, right? It's the beginning of a new decade. I mean, I'm technically still filming this on the old one, but you know, it's around the corner. And I just wanted to take a minute and share with you guys where I'm at with the channel right now, what you can expect in 2020. And then also we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A because you guys sent in some pretty cool questions. We can just start with a tiny little rewind. 2019, like I started with under 10K subs. And this was the year where my channel started gaining a little bit of traction. That was the coolest thing for me because making YouTube videos about stuff that I'm passionate about is of course something that I always wanted to do. And yeah, I don't want to wait till the end of the video to say thank you guys, and especially to everybody supporting me on Patreon for being so awesome. Without you guys watching, yeah, there would be no point in making these videos. So there were some big sounding achievements for the channel this year. I got the silver play button from YouTube, yay. There were articles about this channel, interviews, brand deals, first collabs, an award nomination, that was pretty cool. But I know that sounds like a humble brag. It's honestly not meant to sound like one, because I really don't think that these things actually matter all that much. What matters to me is that I make content that inspires you guys to travel or cook or whatever, and that entertains you. These are like the real measures of success to me. And reading like your reactions, your feedback, your comments, your messages on all the platforms, that's really awesome. I like those early days where I could really take my time and answer every single comment under my videos and stuff like that. But it is also cool to have a like substantial size audience, and in fact, it does put me under like a positive type of pressure. When I started doing YouTube regularly, I told myself, for the first 2 years, let's just focus on experimenting around, playing around, just making all sorts of different stuff, and then let's find a voice, let's find a style for this channel. Some videos I think turned out really great, if I may say so, and some not so much. I think that's a normal part of this process. I wanted to see what works for me, as in what is fun for me to create, because obviously that is going to reflect in the content that I put out there. And I also wanted to see what works for you guys. And you know what? These two things, they don't always meet. Like from a creator's point of view, sometimes you put a lot of work and effort into something and you think this is gonna be awesome. Everyone's gonna love this, and you put it out and people are like, yeah, nice, meh, okay, next video please. And you're like, whoa, I thought this was so awesome. And on the other hand, sometimes you make a video and you're like, oh, I'm not even sure if this is good. Maybe I should just scrap this one. And then you just like reluctantly put it out there. And all of a sudden this becomes like one of the most successful videos on your channel. That has happened to so many YouTube creators out there, including me. So yeah, those 2 years I gave myself to, you know, play around, find a voice, stuff like that. Those 2 years are up. And I like this initial 2-year plan of mine. I think I've learned enough about the YouTube game and what I want to do here on this platform. And so it's time to take this channel a little bit more seriously. Not as in like be less fun or make like less fun videos or something like that, but more as in like treat this channel like an ambitious creative enterprise. And that will entail a few changes and updates. The biggest thing is regarding the randomness of my channel. I always enjoyed making diverse content. I never wanted to have like the one thing that I do or like have a template for my content, but I still want to have like some common thread in my videos. So I turned to you guys and I asked around on Instagram and on YouTube stories here, what is the type of stuff that you enjoy seeing on my channel? And most of your answers fell into one of the following 3 categories. First, travel stuff. Very happy that came out. Second, really complicated recipes like hand-pulled noodles. And 3, the Berlin and the Germany focused content. Very helpful to hear all that stuff from you guys. And I'm also pretty happy that this lines up with what I believe have become like the defining characteristics of this channel. And yeah, so I decided to bring a little bit of order into everything. And so henceforth, there will be 3 main series running on this channel. One will be called A Taste of Adventure, which is where I'll travel to some place in the world to get a taste of something delicious, and I'll discover some cool local culture on the way. And in most cases, I will be cooking something inspired by this trip here in my studio. There's a quick trip to Austria coming up, that much I can give away. Then Russia and Israel are pretty safe bets because my grandparents are there and I'm probably gonna visit again this year. And then there is one like former Soviet republic that has amazing food that is extremely underrated, and I really hope to get there this year, but I don't want to give away too much on that front. Another series on this channel will be called Work Hard, Eat Hard. And that one's all about demystifying some of the most laborious and research-intensive recipes there are and seeing if they're worth the trouble. I will definitely continue the hand-pulled noodle series for that one. That should be coming soon enough. There have been interesting developments. Due to popular demand, I will also finally be tackling the Peking duck for this one. That's been long coming, and yeah, many ideas for this one, so stay tuned. And then a third and probably slightly smaller part of the channel will be about Berlin, my hometown Berlin, and Germany, but mostly about Berlin. I don't actually have a name for this series yet, but it's gonna be all about introducing some local food culture, some cool and unique places to eat, and hopefully the people behind them, for you guys, but also for me. The thing is that in the past few years, I've been cooking so much that I don't actually go out for food that often. And if I do, it's usually to the few spots that I already know and love. So let's discover some cool local eats together. Also, I think there aren't too many German YouTubers doing English language YouTube content. So I thought it would be cool to add like another local Berlin voice to this sort of global YouTube conversation dialogue thing. You know what I mean. Happy to engage with you guys from all over the world. One last thing about my content, I may or may not sneak in like a piece of non-food related content here and there. Sometimes I just have a fun video idea or a message I want to share, but it doesn't seem to fit the channel. That's a bit sad, I think. I feel like YouTube is about unrestricted, unfiltered creativity, and I hope that if I decide to surprise you guys with something random in the future, you'll consider giving it a shot. And don't worry, please, like food will absolutely remain front and center on this channel. I hope this helps you guys understand a bit better what to expect on this channel in 2020. And now let's answer some questions. So here we go. My buddy Mark, hi Mark, he's asking, when do we get merch? So the thing is, I really want to put out some merch, but I don't want it to be like anything. I want it to be something cool, something unique and useful for the kitchen, something like that. And I just haven't had that idea yet. So that's why there is no merch yet, but I'm definitely working on something. I hope to put something out in 2020. Then, right next to it, would you be looking for an editor anytime soon? I would love to have some support on the editing side of this channel. The thing is, I would love to work with somebody who has some experience and who's good at what they're doing, and I couldn't afford to pay the person the amount that this person deserves according to their skill set. So that's the issue right now. But if you are somebody who's watching and you think I would love to work with Andong for whatever reason and money is like not your number one priority, then feel free to reach out. I would love to work with people. It's just a money issue right now. Wie viel wiegst du? How much do you weigh? Good question. Too much. And being the host of a food channel on YouTube and working from home is definitely part of that. But yeah, I'll be working on that in 2020 as well. Ooh, I challenge you to make homemade Peking duck. It's coming, as I mentioned, and I'm excited about this one because I have thus far never found a good Peking duck in Berlin. Have you ever traveled to Greece? Not yet, but I want to. Ukraine? Not yet, but I want to. Brazil? Well, also not yet. What's Brazilian food like? I have no idea. Holy. This one. Can you do a fan meetup? I get asked this one more than I would have expected. I would want it to be something cool as well. Maybe like some kind of street food situation. I don't know yet. Big plans for 2020, man. Yeah. Whew, way to put pressure on myself. Ooh, and right next to it, how much time do you spend prepping and making a video? Thank you for asking, very considerate, because yes, these videos, they sometimes take quite a lot of time to make. It's usually at least a day of prep, a day of shooting, and a day of editing for each video. but a lot of times it's much more than that. And you know, sometimes you can't shoot a video in one day because like something has to rest overnight or this or that. And yeah, these things, like sometimes I'm like actually struggling to finish one video in 1 week. In which way has staying in China changed you? That's a really, really cool question, actually, because it has changed me quite a lot. Like living in China is where I discovered like how diverse and how interesting the world of food can be, because Chinese food completely blew my mind when I moved to China. I also learned to eat spicy food there and things like that. So it changed me a lot in terms of food, but it only started with food and it moved on to other aspects of life. So yeah, living in China has changed me quite a lot. And this would be like one of the videos that I might put out on my channel that not necessarily have to do with food. Where to get the best döner in Berlin? Imren. My favorite, but it's not the classic type, still my favorite. Do you intend to add someone to your team and expand your business? Similar question, similar answer. I would love to do that, but again, I think I'm not quite there yet where I can afford that. Working on it. When to Vienna? Sooner than you think, my friend. Sooner than you think. All right. Andy is asking. Hi, Andy. Favorite Vietnamese dish? You know, I haven't been to Vietnam yet. And when I go to a Vietnamese place in Berlin, I order pho because I love it a lot. But I should try more stuff. But I'm kind of waiting to go to Vietnam for that. Hopefully sometime. Here, are you gonna do a cookbook at some point? That's a cool question because I absolutely want to do a cookbook at some point, but I don't want to do a recipe book. You know what I mean? And I want to do something innovative in that space. Sometimes I'm just waiting for like a cool idea to like spark up and hit me, and then I'm gonna do it. But yes, there will be some type of book coming in some type of form. When are you making a video about dim sum? When I'm getting to South China, like when I'm getting to Guangdong or Hong Kong, that's when I'll make a video about dim sum. No specific plans yet, but I would really love to make dim sum videos. Now let's answer some questions from YouTube. Can I give you a hug and a cheeky little kiss? I'm not sure if we're there yet, buddy, but I will answer your question number 2. What are some of your favorite hobbies beside cooking? You know, I haven't done that much cool stuff outside of YouTube recently. Should probably change that too, but music is big, but I really neglected that one for a little bit, but I'm gonna get back into it, I hope. I love learning languages. That's why for 2020 I actually signed up for Korean classes. So yeah, that's in anticipation of going to Korea someday, and I hope to be able to speak Korean then. So yeah, that's what I like to do. So many people wishing me happy holidays and stuff like that. So holidays are over, but you know, happy 2020 to all of you guys. I hope you crush it. No matter what it is, you're gonna crush it in the kitchen and otherwise. And yeah, I'll see you guys in 2020 with some cool, delicious food in a new studio and with my hat back on. See you then. Happy 2020.